News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight, a helicopter lands on the roadway after an accident.
And a moving service to honor and remember our veterans. News 25 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Eunette Gentry. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
A female is ejected following a crash. It's Tuesday, May 28th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Eunette Gentry.
The victim of a single vehicle rollover was transported to trauma this morning.
Just before 5 o'clock this morning, we were dispatched for a report of a one-vehicle accident with the vehicle leaving the roadway. Shortly after we were dispatched, we were updated on the information suggesting that the vehicle had rolled over and there was an ejection. As we arrived on location, we found the County Sheriff's Office on location with a patient who was ejected from the vehicle. They were sitting next to the vehicle, which was heavily damaged with a large debris field surrounding it. We quickly assessed the patient, determined that flight was warranted. We subsequently called Mercy Air. Air 24 landed at the scene with the LZ established just south of the highway, of the accident scene on the highway. Patient care was transferred, and that patient was subsequently flown to trauma. Once it was determined that there was another person, but we had to determine that through a process as you described. So we used a series of concentric circles, starting from where the vehicle landed, thoroughly searching both the interior, under the side of the vehicle, and then continuously walking out until we get to the area where the vehicle accident started. And that's through the assistance with the Sheriff's Office and NHP and their determination of where that accident first went awry as far as that vehicle driving north. It lost control, so there's marks and indicators on the roadway. We started in those locations. No one was found. We believe that, and witnesses also corroborated that there was only one occupant in the vehicle as they arrived.
And Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies are investigating a crash that happened over the weekend that's a possible result of a DUI.
Sunday morning, we were dispatched for a report of a one-vehicle rollover. Crews arrived on location. They found the accident as described. However, a scene assessment revealed that the vehicle most likely didn't roll over totally. It hit a culvert and did a midair spin and then landed back again in another section of the culvert. As our crews assessed the scene, they found that the driver, the sole occupant in the vehicle, was mechanically entrapped. We went into a rescue assignment. Heavy Rescue 1 responded. They extricated the patient via several door removals, and then we assessed that patient, determined that Mercy Air was required to fly that patient to trauma. Mercy Air 21 landed at the scene. Patient care was transferred, and the patient was loaded on the Mercy Air. As they were preparing a lift, they experienced an electrical issue within the ship. As a safety precaution, the patient was transferred with the Mercy Air crew back to our medic and transported to the local hospital.
They came in for a flight. Everything was normal. They landed. When they tried to depart, they received a caution light, so they have a little unscheduled maintenance, electrical issue they're having. So working to resolve it now. We currently have another aircraft available in Pahrump, so Pahrump is still covered. Later on, after the patient was assessed at death view, traumatic injuries were identified, and we transported him by ground. It's my understanding they're waiting for parts acquisition to come in so they can change out the part that caused the issue and then successfully and safely fly it.
And the Disabled American Veterans and Auxiliary held their annual sundown service last night. We spoke to Commander Greg Cardarelli.
Today's service, I think, went very well. I've actually had a lady come up to me afterwards crying because her husband loved the DAV and what we've done for her, and to bring her husband back. So we had some great speakers today, especially Congressman Horstman. They all spoke well and justified our comrades that were lost. And some are still alive and lost. That's the sad part. We have a lot of young guys coming back that we're trying to recruit them because us guys in the DAV, we're getting old, and in reality, we're dying off. And the chapter has done so remarkably well here in Pahrump, especially since the past 3 years that I've been around, and I just got a great bunch of people, and we do a lot for the community. You know, like I had mentioned earlier in my little to do up there. That 34 years I've been a DAV life member, and I have yet to find the camaraderie that I have found in this town. Huh? It's a veteran-friendly town, and I wouldn't move for anything in the world. We meet every third Tuesday of the month at the Town Annex building from 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock we meet, we have refreshments, and then at 5:30 the meeting starts. The brothers that didn't come home, but even the brothers that did come home, and sisters. I lost one of the only best friend I had in Vietnam, George, in 2000. And that was from Agent Orange and cancer and everything else. I flew to Wisconsin to his funeral, and that was probably the worst weekend of my life. But there's veterans out there that we're trying to help, and the DAV does that at no cost to them. I sent them down to Bob Hammond, who is my magician. He's a service officer, and Steve Chase and Kathy and Steve Pittman, the one that wrote that Reflections. He's there. So we just want to help them get through it. 20 to 22 veterans a day kill themselves, and that's a crisis right now. Veterans shouldn't have to take their own lives. There's help out there for them.
This was a very solemn occasion and very well done by the DAV and the auxiliary groups. It's a beautiful way to pay tribute and honor to the fallen and to their family members, to let them know we will never forget and we will always honor their sacrifice. Throughout today, and really almost every day, I hear from a constituent, a veteran or their family member, who continue to try to receive the benefits that they are entitled to. You know, it's one thing to support our men and women when they go off to war, and we must do that, but we also must support them when they come home. And that means ensuring that they have access to quality health care, affordable housing, education, employment, and all that comes with the quality of life that we expect. And so I have over 57,000 veterans that call Nevada's fourth home, and I'm honored to represent them in Congress and to make sure that we are delivering on their behalf each and every day.
I find strength in the fellowship of my brothers in arms, for they have the same feelings, the same memories, and the same sorrow. And I will support and love them as they support me. No, I will not celebrate on Memorial Day. This is the quiet time.
Such a moving event.
Yes, it was. Yes, and I hope everyone honored all of those who've ever served our country for our freedom and rights. We'll be right back right here at News 25.
You're watching KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, if you're in the market for a home, there might be some good news because mortgage rates are taking a dip. Angela Miles has that and more in today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, Exxon and Chevron investors are meeting this week. The environment is expected to be a hot topic. Some shareholders are pushing for the oil giants to meet climate goals that are in line with the Paris Climate Accord. Analysts on Wall Street are taking a dimmer view of Apple ahead of its next earnings release in June. In one report, a Goldman Sachs analyst suggests Apple's earnings could fall 29% if the tech giant's products are banned in China due to the trade war. Mortgage rates continue to slip. The 30-year fixed fell to 4.06%, the 15-year to 3.51. Trade tensions are said to be one of the reasons why rates are falling. The IRS calculates revenue coming from American taxes totaled $3.5 trillion during tax season last year. Everyday workers accounted for 57% of that amount, while businesses contributed just 7.6%.
Thanks so much, Angela. Well, Tonopah celebrated the 49th annual Jim Butler Days, kicking off the celebration with a parade down Main Street.
It was a great parade, and we always have a lot of people come out to see it. We've been doing this is our 49th year of Jim Butler Days, so next year is going to be a real special one because it's going to be the 50th anniversary of Jim Butler Days. But Jim Butler founded Tonopah way back before that with him and his mule. So we're going to go back to the roots next year with me and Jim found Tonopah, and we hope to make it a real special event. We get people from all over. We get a lot of class reunions. It's graduation time, and one of my favorites is always Smokey the Bear. Smokey's always make sure that he can take the time off and come out here. But I do want to remind everybody that the reason for Jim Butler Days also on this weekend is Memorial Day weekend, and we want to make sure that everybody understands that we're here to honor our veterans that gave their ultimate sacrifice. Jim Butler and his wife Belle, they were down here, and Jim was doing some prospecting in this area, and he happened to go and pick up a rock, and he was going to throw it at his mule because his mule was being muley and not paying attention to him. So he was going to throw it at the mule, but then that's when he realized that this rock was not just of usual weight. So he knew that it wasn't just an ordinary rock that he had just picked up, and so he started looking at that rock and realized that that just wasn't an ordinary rock. He was seeing some quartz and everything in it, and it found out that that was silver.
Oh, wow.
And Tonopah is the queen of the silver camps, has been since the 1900s. There's plenty to do in Tonopah. We've got the great mining park. That property was given to the town, and now they've turned it into a mining park with the original head frames that were used in the mining. So during Jim Butler Days, you want to make sure that you stop at the Elks Lodge either Saturday morning or Sunday morning for a great breakfast. Then the parade kicks off on Saturday morning, but on Friday night, we have the street dance, which we have the bartenders race, we have the Stein holding contest, and now the frozen T-shirt. Yeah. That started just last year, and what they do is they freeze a T-shirt into a solid chunk of ice. The contestants have to thaw it out and get that T-shirt on, both arms in the armholes and down the torso. Yeah. So that was a great event last night. Today we will have the mining events, and we have people from all over California, Colorado, Arizona. They come down, I think Oregon too. They come down here for these mining events, and they do mucking, which is throwing dirt into an ore cart. The men have to throw a ton of dirt into an ore cart, so the fastest time wins that. Yeah. Then they have drilling, where they drill with steel and the hammers, and they have to drill the deepest hole into a big piece of stone anyways. Yeah. So they drill into that. The deepest driller wins, and they've got a lot of great prize money for that.
Yeah. And I've looked at your guys' website, and of course you can look up different things to do in Tonopah and all the events going on just by going online and looking up Tonopah.
Yes, you can. Come up and visit Tonopah, because when it's 120 degrees down south, yeah, we do get warm. We get up to about 100, but our nights are cool, our daytimes are warm. We have a fishing pond right outside of town where you can catch trout. Wow. The Rotary Club stocks it, Department of Wildlife stocks it, so we've got that just a little ways outside of town. There's a lot of trails all over the place to ride your ATVs, so come on up and visit us.
And drivers beware, utility work will take place along State Route 160, Pahrump Valley Highway, northbound at Homestead Road, East Winery Road in Pahrump, and the right turn lane will be closed from 7 a.m. starting tomorrow, May 29th, until 5 p.m. on May 31st for that utility work. Be sure to use caution around those work zone areas, and if necessary, seek alternate routes.
Lots of road work happening.
Yes,
huh?
yes.
Yeah.
Be careful out there.
You're going to go to Tonopah with me next time, right?
Yes, definitely. I saw the pictures. A great time.
It's the 50th annual Jim Butler Days next year, so we are going.
Definitely.
Hit the town.
All right. All right. Stay tuned. News 25 will be right back.
News 25 is brought to you by Bill and Robin Law, injury attorneys. Injured, need money? Get Bill and Robin, your local Pahrump injury attorneys.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, the Nye County Sheriff's Office spoke to county commissioners recently regarding the coming detention center budget.
Discussion deliberation regarding the fiscal year 20 budget for Nye County Jail Fund, 10236.
Commissioner, if I may, this is just discussion and deliberation. The budget will be brought forward to the board on May 29th, and now that the resolution has been approved to create the fund, this is the budget associated with the fund. So this will be included, like I mentioned, in the May 29th final budget hearing. We have our intergovernmental revenues as Lieutenant Berukowitz presented, as well as the operating transfer in from the general fund for existing budget levels. And then we do have expenditures broken down by the Pahrump Jail and Tonopah Jail, and we do have an ending fund balance of $0 in anticipation of those upfront initial costs. We're not exactly sure how this is going to roll out, but we want to give the Sheriff's Office the leeway necessary to operate their business, their jail business within this fund. Additionally, with that last item, there was a requirement for quarterly reporting by the Sheriff's Office and Finance Office, and so we'll be able to report to the board the status of the budget of this fund and any potential future deficits that may be seen or potential future revenues in excess of expenditures.
Then you're confident that if CGLF does have a problem, we can explain it away?
Yes.
Thank you. Further discussion? Did I get a motion? Oh, it's not motionable.
Nope.
Any questions for Savannah?
And today we're featuring the last of our Miss Senior Golden Years contestants, because that pageant is coming up soon at the Saddle West and will feature 5 lovely ladies. Today, Penny Becchia is inviting us to the show.
Hi, my name is Penny Becchia. I'm a resident here in Pahrump, and I love the small town atmosphere around here. We're going to be having a contest for the Miss Senior Golden Years, and it's my pleasure to be part of it. It's going to be at the Saddle West at 7 p.m. June 8th, so make sure you make it there because it's a lovely place. It's going to be very outstanding. I am a licensed massage therapist, and I've been one for 20 plus years. I hope to see you there. Enjoy the entertainment while we're there. Thank you.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
All right, it's time to take a look outside through our Glenner, Lerner, and Rowe weather cam. And we had some dark clouds in the northwest part of the Pahrump Valley, and there were a bit of sprinkles outside of the area. We'll take a closer look at our forecast and what else we can expect when we return.
News 25 Weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hello and welcome back to News 25. I'm Michael Donahue with today's temperatures. In Las Vegas, we had a high of 79 degrees and a low of 64. And Death Valley up at 93 degrees and a low of 71. Amargosa at 76.57. Beatty at 77.53. Goldfield 65.44. In Tonopah, a high of 62, a low of 43. Carson City at 70.45. Fallon at 69.48. And Fernley, a high of 70 and a low of 47 degrees. Now looking at today in Pahrump, we had some partly cloudy skies, a high of 78 degrees. Winds coming out of the northwest at 8 miles per hour. Humidity at 31%. And our sunrise at 5:29 this morning. For tonight, it's currently 73 degrees outside, still with those partly cloudy skies. Our low is expected to be 58 degrees, with the winds coming out of the north-northeast at 7 miles per hour. Humidity at 48%, and our sunset at about 7:53 tonight. Looking ahead to our 7-day, those clouds that have been following us around are starting to dissipate. Wednesday through Friday, we're going to have the last remaining clouds, and this Saturday, we're expected to clean up and have those sunny skies coming back. But with those sunny skies comes some more heat, so now we look at our high temperatures. On Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're just going to be hanging out in those 80 degrees, just between 82 and 89 degrees. And then Monday and Tuesday, we're going to be getting up to 93 and 95 degrees. Now looking at our overnight temperatures, Wednesday through Saturday, we're just going to be hanging out in about those low to mid 60s, between 61 and 65 degrees. And then Monday and Tuesday, we're going to jump up just a little bit to lows of 69 and 70. So now if you can't make it back in time to catch the news live on TV, make sure to check out our Facebook page. You can catch the news live every night at 5, as long as any other news and updates. So now we're going to throw it back to the desk with Eunette and Deanna.
All right, thanks so much, Michael.
That's going to do it for this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Eunette Gentry.
Good night.
Good night.